Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, just 2 weeks ago, we talked about the most important thing which we covered 2 weeks ago, which was how to protect your child from pornography. So today, we'll talk about one more important topic, which is super important, especially in this fitna we're living in, which is how do you deal with homosexual thoughts? You know, we have Muslims who are struggling with this. Again, acting on these homosexual thoughts is haram, but to have them, for some people, they have it as a test. Okay? One more time, acting on homosexual thoughts is a sin. So, after coaching 1,500 Muslims to quit pornography, to please Allah, to guide them, to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to guide them to get married, there are brothers who are struggling with these kind of homosexual thoughts. Some of them, they got sexually assaulted by older men when they were kids, so then they have these desires towards men. Some of them, they watch pornography to a point where they're watching this kind of gay pornography, or they're watching like these kind of haram content which gives them more desires towards men. These are second category. Third category, some of them, they naturally have these desires towards men. This is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for them. Now I'll talk about how do you deal with these homosexual thoughts. Again, you may wonder you may think to yourself, this is not happening. But I can guarantee you that this is happening amongst us. So how do you deal with homosexual thoughts? Number one, cut off root cause. You cut off the root cause. Whether you're watching pornography, you're doing zina, whether you have bad company, you have people who justify the act of acting on the haram homosexual thoughts, or not even acting on it, acting on the act of doing zina with other men. That's what I'm talking about. So number one, cut off root cause. Number two, find your whys and build taqwa. You need to tell yourself, why do I want to save myself? Why do I not want to act on these homosexual thoughts or not even do the act? Which is Prophet Lut alayhi salam, the people during Prophet Lut, what did they do? They did the same thing. They acted on those haram desires and they had zina with men. What happened to them? We know all the story. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent punishment towards them as well. So you need to know that the reason why I want to get rid of this homosexual acting on it is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And obviously, you would want to read the Quran and study the story of the prophets, read the Tahajjud and make dua for help and guidance. And number three is fasting Mondays and Thursdays is a sunnah. If you are having these kind of thoughts, you have desires, it's very hard to deal with desires. So when you fast, your desires will be in control. And the fourth point I would make, situationally, it depends on each person, but number four, the point I would make is don't get married yet. People who have homosexual thoughts and desires, they are at risk of not giving the right to their woman. Because as a man, you have the right, your wife have a right to get pleased, intimacy, that's her right. But if you're having desires towards men and you get married to reduce those desires and temptation, there is no guarantee that you will be able to give the right to your woman. You would want to wait at least 1 or 2 years to see if everything is in control, and or those desires are limited or not, are they reduced or not. But there's one more group of category which I talked about. Some people will have this test forever. Some of the Muslims, when they're struggling with this, they will struggle with this for the rest of their life. Make dua so that our children don't have to go through this test. This is a severe test. Okay, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will only reward the people who are struggling with this. We can just people, look down on these people. Again, acting on those desires is haram. To have them for some people is natural. So never look down on anyone who's struggling or going through any kind of test. So inshallah, those people who